Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chrissy, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a channeled updated reading for January. Now this is a global reading for anyone out there who's living somewhere else. I live here in Australia, so I'm just going to close my eyes and we'll just get started and we'll see what my guides channel through and get the messages to you. So I'm just going to close my eyes and we'll just get started. Now the strong message is that fear is compiling. So it's like fear is piling up. It's almost showing like a volcano, like the layers are kind of flowing down and it's covering up the lava beneath. So there's layers and layers and layers of fear that are being sort of put onto people, and this is a very, very smothering feeling. I feel like a lot of people around the world are feeling like they're breathless. Their voices, it's like they've got gaffer tape over their mouth. They can't be heard. And it's again that the heat and that suffocating feeling of, it's almost showing me like the village of like Pompeii when it got virtually consumed by the lava from a volcano, and everything was like frozen in time. There were people and they found dog bodies, and this is kind of how people are feeling. They're feeling very stuck, and they're feeling stuck in that really large amounts of fear energy that is just kind of pouring over them. It's like the lava. It's showing me the lava coming out of the volcano, and it's very hot. It's very turbulent. It's very it's kind of an energy of like things searing and being very percolated. So there's a lot of this sort of bubbling, and to me the lava and the representation of the volcano is that kind of bubbling and the heat of the anger that's kind of rising, and these fears lead to those angry feelings because there's that sort of bubbling up inside of people of hatred, anxiety, resentment. I really feel like January there is a lot of this going on kind of around the globe. I myself, I had a small cry this morning because I'm having a lot of issues with family and friends around different things to do with the vaccinations, and I don't want to be doing that myself. So everyone's sort of getting affected in their own way, whether it be through that they're feeling anger, they're feeling hurt, they're feeling teary, they're feeling emotional. I feel like these kind of emotions aren't our normal standard emotions, and that's why it's showing me the volcano, because it's this eruption and outpouring of conflicting emotions that they don't bring a soothing vibe. And I think that's really what they're sort of saying at the moment in January for anyone out there who's feeling in these very eruptive and kind of volatile states, that you have to learn to get a handle on sort of your thoughts and your fears going forward. So I feel like that's definitely the message that's coming through in this global world reading today, is about sort of learning to deal with these fears. Now, I still get hesitation. I think there's still enormous hesitation out there. People are worried, but it's more like people are doubting how we're going to get through sort of this virus. It's like a never-ending sort of chain of events that just, we keep just linking another one on and linking another one on and linking another one on. And it's kind of like, when does this all get to the end? So I still feel like there's a lot of this hesitancy when it comes to progressing with our lives, and I think we can see that. I mean, it's just been Christmas here in Australia, and there's been so many hurdles and hiccups about traveling and moving around, and then there's staff shortages. Gosh, one of the islands here on the Barrier Reef, they even had staff shortages. They haven't been able to feed their guests properly, and these are the kind of, they're small things, but they're really significant things. If you're wanting to go away and have a holiday, and it's a big drama getting on the plane, going to a place, and then short-staffed, and you're not getting the service you thought you were paying for, and there's a lot of things. So I feel like there's still this hesitation in January about sort of moving around still, especially around the globe, but let alone even within our own countries, people are very hesitant still on moving around, and that's a lot due to the mandates and a lot of the restrictions, because people don't want to get stuck in places, and there's still definitely a lot of confusion and a lot of feelings of that chaos energy in January. Now, I feel like January is going to be a time where we're sort of, a lot of people are looking at the vote. So I feel like it's this left wing, right wing, which wing, you might be down the middle. There's a lot of people that are now starting to look at those. I know here in Australia we're going to the vote, and I think in America that's this year as well, and there's probably other countries as well. But people are really starting to think about, wow, where do I want to put my vote? Because I've said in previous readings, people are wanting to have their say, and they're wanting to put their votes on paper. They're wanting to make decisions about how their lives are going to move forward, and they want to create the lives that they want to live. So they're feeling like, if I put this person in, I'm going to get more of that. If I put this person in, what am I going to get with that? So I feel come January, there's definitely a lot of question marks around going forward in the vote, like having our say and what we're sort of wanting moving forward. So I feel like people are putting their minds on who they want to vote for, who they want in to represent them. And this comes back to how they're wanting to sort of live their lives. So definitely people are putting their minds on voting now. I think that's something that we do need to focus on and sort of get a clear and concise view of that, because it's going to come around pretty quickly this year for a lot of us. Not all, but for most countries, I think there's a lot of voting that's going to be coming to fruition. Now they're showing me the path again, but the path is still like meandering, so it's still winding. We're going this way, we're going that way, we're going this way, we're going that way. And sometimes they're showing that that's very hard to get your footing. So it can make for kind of that slippery. It's almost showing me like you're on ice and you're slipping and you're sliding and you can't get a grip and there's no handrails and there's still this real instability. And that's kind of the image of what I'm getting when you're going down a slippery slope. I'm also getting pictures of like, when you're skiing and you're going from side to side down a very slippery slope, it's very easy to lose your footing and to slide down. And that's kind of the analogy, is it's this backward and forward, and you've got to try and remain really stable in that motion moving forward, because there's still a lot of uncertainty. January is a time where there is this meandering and we're going across and back, and it's just very frustrating for a lot of people, and they're finding it very hard to kind of keep themselves really stable. But they're just saying, to remain strong, and they're sort of focusing again on that center line of the body just to keep your gravity really good. And it's about, the way that you're standing, because you can do tests as well where you can stand with your legs apart and it gives you a stronger center of gravity. And this is kind of what they're showing me as well, is about you remaining stable. So it's also about being stable in your body, but it's also about being very stable in your mind, because things are really going to test people come January, even into February. I feel like people are really going to get tested. They're going to get tested about friendships, family, rules, regulations. Things are just going to be coming at us, and this is going to really test your own strength now, and how strong you are moving forward in your beliefs, and how much you've grown as a person. This isn't just about the virus. This is about us as people, and what we're doing in our lives. Do we want to live in a fearful kind of state, or do we want to stand up and start to live our lives again? So there's a lot of these things moving forward, and that's why they're showing that sort of meandering backward and forward, because it's how are you going to remain stable in that sort of energy. And like I said at the beginning, it's that volcano eruption, so there's a lot of these things still being poured down on us that are causing us to kind of suffocate. And it's definitely that suffocating energy in January and February, where as much as we've had, a bit of fun and a bit of joy at Christmas, we're sort of, snap back into reality, and we've had to kind of think, well, okay, here we are again. And there's still more variants being thrown at us now. I think there's another one called coronavirus, and we're still dealing with Omicron here in Australia, and then there's another one like IHU, is it? And it just seems like blah, bombardment. So it's just, I feel like people going January, February, they're just going to be trying to focus on that sort of daily grind. So they're actually just trying to put one foot in front of the other, and there's nothing wrong with that. So if that's what keeps you going, just bring yourself back and just be where you are. If you can't travel and you can't do these things, it's not the end of the world. Do the things that that can sort of still uplift your spirit. And I talk about that a lot in my self-help videos, and I've got tips on there if you want to go and learn how to do that. But this is about staying focused, staying strong, like I said, keeping that center line down. Yes, you might be getting consumed and by this heavy energy, and it's causing a lot of breathlessness, and you're finding it very hard to breathe. So what they're saying is do the things that will open up your breath. Find your way clear. Don't stay smothered in that sort of heavy, hot, overwhelming energy, because that's very uncomfortable. You want to break free of that, and you want to open your chest up. You want to start your breathing right. You want to talk to people. Talking can really help. Obviously, talk to kind of like-minded people at times like this, because that can create some very heated debates, which I myself have experienced, and I'm sure other people have experienced. I think it's also about respecting each other's opinions too on different things, and understanding that we've all been brought up differently. We all have different viewpoints, and like that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to also start to get that good balance out there in life, and not sort of curl up and hide ourselves away like the visual of Pompeii and getting covered by a volcano and just all having stagnant energy. This is about reigniting yourself, getting yourself moving through the really tough times. And I think if you start to do that, you can really start to make changes and have real headway into opening up your life again and starting to really live, because that's what people are wanting now. They're wanting to live, and they want direction, and they want to know exactly where they're headed. So look, that's the message for January. Don't be smothered and consumed by all the fears and the overwhelming things that are coming at you. Try to really break free, and you'll really start to move your life forward. I know that you can do this. So look, thanks for watching today. Hit the like buttons. Comment below. I love hearing from where you guys are from and what your experiences are. We're all sharing this bizarre journey. Subscribe to my channel, because I do weekly, monthly, and I have some 2022 readings on there as well. And I also have self-help videos that can help you if you're feeling emotionally drained, suicidal, suffering depression, or you're just wanting body language tips and tips on attraction. I can help you with those as well. So thanks for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.